Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Ramos and this is my PowerPoint for teaching local laws. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the different definitions that you're going to end up coming across throughout this PowerPoint and coming across your research for local laws, whether it's a county or a city. So the first one is county. It's a large territorial division in a state that has its own local government. So when we think of county, we usually have an idea of Broward County, Palm Beach County, Miami-Dade County, and going back to the previous PowerPoint, those are all of the counties that are listed in the state of Florida. I think there's about 67 counties altogether. Then you have municipality, and that's basically a fancy word for city, town, or village, and they're also self-governing that are apart from the state and apart from the counties. So you have Boca Raton, the city of Miami Beach, Davie, Hollywood, and again, those are within the counties. Then you have ordinances, and that's basically the local laws of county or municipality. It's the equivalent to a state statute. So when you think of the Boca Raton laws, those are the Boca Raton ordinances. Or if you think of Broward County law, that's the Broward County ordinances. Then you have code, and the code is a compilation of those laws and ordinances, and they're usually categorized by topics. So when you look at Boca Raton code, that's all the laws, all the quote-unquote ordinances that you're going to find within that one particular spot. And that's the same thing for Broward County Code of Ordinances. It's literally just the law for Broward County or the law for Boca Raton or whatever city or county you happen to be researching. Now, one question that might come up is, when would you look at city ordinances versus county ordinances? Well, when you start looking, for example, your first research probably will be county ordinances. This is when you're in Westlaw, and Westlaw is giving you the state statute, but it's not narrowed down to your specific research topic. So you start going to county ordinances, where it kind of hones in a little bit more into the specific discussion that you want to talk about. So county ordinances are used for narrower discussion on the topic that state law would usually cover broadly. So that could be zoning, building, construction standards. Now let's go into city ordinances. Now this is when it's a more narrow or specific discussion on a topic that maybe the county statutes either do not discuss or it's too broad for what you're looking for. Usually city ordinances that people will be looking for would be the regulation of picking up after your dog, leash laws, noise, nuisances, things that really happen to people on an everyday life basis. Again, it narrows down the research a little bit more for whatever topic you're looking for when it comes to a city issue. Now, MuniCode is your website that will encompass all of your local laws. So I like to call it your friendly local law website. So what it can be found on MuniCode are different codes. Again, it's the compilation of all the laws, and they're categorized into topics. So you have the big topics of animals, alcoholic beverages, businesses, nuisances, and on MuniCode, the website, which is actually the web page, it lists all the various counties and all the cities just on one page, so you don't have to go looking through different pages for it. And there's also a search tool for you to narrow down your search. So if you don't want to go through all the different provisions or all the different chapters, you can narrow down your search using the search tool. So let's go ahead and actually go through MuniCode and have a better sense of what that PowerPoint was discussing. So this is municode.com, and this is where you're going to start off to look for all of your local research, whether it's a county or a city. So I will go to Code Library, and it's going to list all the different states that you're looking for. So you have all the states here, Rhode Island and Pennsylvania, anything that you're looking for, it's here. So we're looking for Florida. So we're going to click on Florida, and this is the web page where it lists all the cities and all the counties for the most part. So that comes with a caveat. Because you're not going to find all of the cities and all of the counties. It has a good overview of it, but sometimes you might not find one particular city that you're looking for. And again, it's also categorized into alphabetical order. So I actually wanted to research something with Boca Raton, just to kind of give you guys an overview in regards to the formatting and how it looks like. So we have Boca Raton, and again, you see that's a code of ordinances right here. So it's a compilation of all of the local laws. On the left-hand side, you're going to see all of the different codes and provisions. So it breaks it up by volume 1, which is charter. So it's basically, a charter is the constitution of either that city, that county, or that state. Every county, city, and state has their own charter, i.e. their constitution. But what we're looking for is the administrative code. So the administrative code gives us everything that we're looking for in regards to the different types of categories. These are the big subcategories that we're looking at. So everything's broken down to nuisances, public places, solid waste, vehicles for hire. So if you're looking for a particular topic and you kind of know what category it would be found under, let's say something for zoning regulations, you have zoning right here. If you want to do if you want to talk about something or researching about farming, you have vegetation. So it has a nice overview and a nice breakdown of everything. Let's say that I want to look at something for airports and aircrafts, and you can see how it's broken down into further articles within those chapters. So you have an in general article, you have airport surfaces, compatible land use. Let's say if you want to do alcoholic beverages, it's the same thing. It kind of breaks it down into different sections, and as you can see, everything appears right here on the right hand side. So you have all of the sections that are in that particular subcategory. So for alcoholic beverages, you have all of your sections here, all of your rules and regulations that pertain to that particular subject in Boca Raton. Now, let's say we are looking for something specific, but we kind of don't know where to look. For example, maybe you want to talk about animals and beaches. So we do know that there's a category on the left-hand side regarding animals. And we have Article 1 in general and Article 2, dogs and cats. But let's say, you know what, this is just way too much for you to really read through for what you're looking for. So there is a search bar right here. And this has 3 different ways that you can do a search. You can just do a regular search where you type in whatever information you wanna look up. You have a narrow search, and basically if you know what particular part you're looking for, let's say if you are looking for something in the charter, i.e. the Constitution, or you're looking just solely in the administrative code, you can click on one of these and then narrow down your search that way and put whatever your key terms are. There is also an advanced search. So this is where your natural search or Boolean search comes into. So if you want to use your Boolean search, you can put your key terms with your with the Boolean key terms, and then you have just your regular natural language. So I'm going to keep it very simple, and I'm just going to put in animals and beaches. And this is my result. So it gives me 1 through 25, so I have actually 106 research results for animals and beaches, so that's a lot. But let's see if I can get lucky on the very first one, which I do. So you have codes, section 5-3, animals on beaches. And obviously if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more specific, that's where your advanced search comes in, and you can use your Boolean search or narrow down your search. But I'm going to be very simple. So I'm going to click on animals and beaches, and here is my provision, section 5.3, under section 5, or I'm sorry, under chapter 5, which is animals, and I have my answer right here. So it's unlawful for any owner or custodian of any animal to permit or allow any animal to go on a public beach. So I found my answer here. So you have all of your codes as far as states and, as far as counties and cities go. So again, let's say if we're looking for Hollywood. So I'm going to go to my H, and I'm going to try to find Hollywood. Now this is a problem because I can't find Hollywood in my H's. So what do? We're going to go back to our PowerPoint, and this is basically if you can't find a city or a county, that's going to be an issue in Municode, because again, it comes with a caveat. Not every city and county is going to be listed on Municode. But you do have another source. It's called American Legal Publishing, and that's another website that you can go to. That's the same exact formatting as Municode, where it publishes the codes, the ordinances, and the regulations. It also breaks down the topics into categories. So it will basically help you supplement anything that's missing as far as missing cities or counties that you can't find on Municode. So let's go to American Legal Publishing, and let's actually surf that a little bit. So now we have the web page to American Legal Publishing. Let's click on Library. It's going to give you any state that you can click on if you need to look for a different state in their ordinances, but we are interested in Florida. And these are basically what you're going to find for Florida. Now, it's not an abundance of different cities or counties, but again, it's used to supplement whatever you can't find on Municode. So I am going to look for Hollywood, and there it is. And then you have 3 different categories. So you have Florida Code of Ordinances. This is not including the zoning and land development regulations. Then you have zoning and land development regulations on its own, and then you can click on the 3rd one and it'll encompass both of these. But I'm just interested in the Florida Code of Ordinances for the purpose of this PowerPoint. And again, on the left hand side, you're going to see that it's broken down the same way that Municode breaks it down. So you have the charter, again, the Constitution of Hollywood, and then you have all of different titles in regards to the different categories. So let's say for general regulations, you can click on the plus sign here, and it's going to give you a breakdown within each of these categories, different subtopics. So under general regulations, you can find aircraft, animals, nuisances, special events, parks and recreation. So you have a lot of different subcategories within each one. But let's say, again, that you don't want to go through each one and really look for, and you really want to narrow down your search. So I'm going to stick to animals and beaches again, and while I have animals here, we might as well click on it. And again, it gives me different subcategories. So I'm just going to click on Chapter 92, and it gives me a whole bunch of different sections. Now, again, due to a lack of time, let's say I need to find something just basically on point. This also has a research button that you can use to narrow down your search. And it has different ways that you can search it. You have your advanced search here form where it breaks it down where you contain all of the words. You can contain none of these words, breaks it down to an exact phrase, contains the words near each other, and then you have Boolean search form. And then again, it's nice because it gives you all of the operating forms that you need, so you don't really have to go to a cheat sheet or anything like that for the purpose of using American Legal Publishing and using Boolean terms. And you just click on your search here and you put in whatever Boolean search you want to use along with your key terms. But for today, I'm going to just use advanced search form, and I always seem to be lucky when I use this website by using this very last one, containing these words near each other. So it kind of is almost like a Boolean search form without actually clicking on the Boolean search form. So I'm going to use animals. Actually, let's do dogs and beaches. So it takes me to Chapter 99, Municipal Beach. I click on that, and there actually is something for beaches. There's actually a specific dog beach that I can take my dog to, or whoever wants to take their dog to. So we'll click on that, and it takes me to the provision in regards to the rules and regulations of when I can bring my dog, how I can bring my dog, and just basically the rules of regulating the dog beach. So that's actually very nice. So more or less, it's the same formatting that you're going to find on Municode and the same kind of formatting that you're going to find on American Legal Publishing. So again, if you end up not finding a city or a county in Municode, you always have American Legal Publishing as your second line of defense. But for the most part, you're always going to go to Municode in regards to looking for that particular city or county. So I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. I hope it was very informative. And just keep in mind Municode and American Legal Publishing for anything that Westlaw can't help you in, because it is a more narrower search.